sleeping, they'll go like, in hopes of waking people up. Yeah, sometimes people snap their fingers. Have you seen anyone do that? Yes. Finger snapping. Depends on your mood. Like the person we know that does finger snapping, he's like very senior devotee. So also the relationship, so we're like more or less peers, we're kind of on the same level. So I wouldn't do the finger snapping on you, nor would I do the desk pounding, but I might tell you a joke, right? Okay. Then, all right. So then we come to the conclusion. We use the mantras, hence, therefore, in conclusion. We bring back the same points from the introduction, the premise, the overview. We said we were going to talk about this, and we spoke about that. So then everyone feels satisfied. You can summarize. I know Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj would always make a summary. That was very good. He'd summarize all the points. Very nice. And then there would be questions and answers. So you can ask for questions, comments. You can ask for reflections. Vaisheshika Prabhu, we always ask for reflections. Some people ask for criticism, but that can be a little dangerous. And like that. Now sometimes when you ask for questions, comments, the whole audience is totally quiet. Have you ever seen that happen? So what to do when that happens? Any suggestions? Yeah, that's an option. That's certainly an option. Yeah. Tell another story. That's an option. What's that? Just wait a little bit. That's another option. If you want them to ask a question, which is generally good, just wait. Because if you just sit and wait, sometimes I count 10 or 20. Generally someone will come and ask a question. So be patient. Be patient when you ask for questions. You have your water here.
Can you tell them you're going to wait for a question?
I never tried that. You could try that. He could say, now I'm going to wait for a question. That's her proposal. It's worth a try. But even if you don't say that, if you just wait, people will ask a question. And sometimes if they don't, or if I don't feel like waiting longer, then I'll say, I have a question for you. And then my questions are usually of two different types. One or three. One, I may ask them for some kind of reflection. Like, I believe it was yesterday in class here, or maybe it was today, we were talking about the power of hearing, and how when we hear from an authoritative source, our lives change. I gave an example from my own life, how I heard a lecture from Srila Prabhupada, and my life changed. And then I asked everyone to reflect upon a time when they heard something that changed their life, something that they heard. And so I might ask them, can you think of a time in your life when something changed by hearing? And then I pass the mic around and let people interact, have a discussion. The other day I asked, what about the power of chastity? Or the most important quality in a marriage? And the mic went around, and people shared some very profound thoughts. So, yeah, if you wait. Another question I ask is, would you like to have some kirtan? And generally they say yes. So there's a little extra time. You can have kirtan. Prabhupada often had kirtan at the end of his classes. And then if they say yes, and they always do, then I'll ask them, can I ask you another question? Would you like to sit or would you like to dance? And they always say dance. And I say, okay, everyone get up. We always get up, we have a nice kirtan. That's a question I learned from His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj. He would always ask that question at the end. Would you like to sit or would you like to dance? And they always say dance. So So that's questions and answers. So I'm going to stop here and I'm going to ask if there are any questions or comments about what we discussed so far. It goes around clockwise. From humility, introduction, review, today's verse, purport, Leela story, and conclusion and questions and answers. Yes, 1, 2. Okay, go ahead. You're for 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, go ahead.
Thank you for the wonderful presentation.
Can I give you a mic for our online audience?
Thank you for the wonderful presentation. That was really helpful. I was wondering, what if audience ask you question that you don't know, which is many cases?
What if they ask you a question you don't know?
Yeah. How do you handle that?
Good thing I know the answer to this. All right, so the question is, what if the audience asks you a question that you don't know? So first of all, when someone asks you a question, you can get points by understanding their question and repeating it back to them. It's called empathic listening. I'm going to do it right now. Let me see if I understand your question properly. And this is a mantra you'll hear me use constantly. Let me see if I understand your question properly. You're asking me what to do in case you don't know the answer to a question that a person asks you. Is that correct? Is that your question? And you say, yes. So whether I know the answer to your question or not, I've already got points with you because at least I understand what you're saying, right? And that's half the battle. And so if we don't do that, then we may end up answering someone's question at length, and at the end we say, does that answer your question? They may say, that wasn't my question, right? So it's really important to clarify with them up front what their question is. Okay, so coming back to your question. Empathic listening, yeah. Yeah, that's empathic listening. And the mantra is a very important mantra. Okay, here's a mantra. Let me see if I understand your question correctly.
Can we get a photocopy of this?
Yeah, I'll send you a PDF. And we're making a video also. Krishna ki kripa, with the mercy of Krishna. Okay, let me see if I understand your question correctly or properly. Usually I say properly. Both are fine. So then they may ask me, Srila Prabhupada has talked about the fall of the jiva, and he's given 4 explanations. Can you explain the 4 different explanations of the fall of the jiva that Srila Prabhupada has given? So this is called a stump the Swami question, right? It's a difficult question that may be challenging to answer, okay? Because actually Srila Prabhupada only, to my knowledge, gave 3 explanations. So then you do the empathic listening, that if I understand you correctly, you're sharing that Srila Prabhupada has shared 4 different explanations for the fall of the jiva, and you want to know which one is correct, or can I explain in detail the 4 different ones? So you've got a question that you're going to have difficulty handling, right? That's the question you're asking me. What if you get a difficult question that you don't know? I'm giving you an example of a difficult question that you may not know, right? Like Bhagavad Gita is a discussion between Arjuna and Krishna. It's called Bhagavad Gita. And that's Bhagavan is refers to Krishna, but Uddhava Gita is also a discussion between Arjuna, between Uddhava and Krishna, but it's called Uddhava Gita. Why is that? You know, we may get these questions that are just difficult to answer like that. So, here's another mantra. I don't know. I don't know. Does anyone else here, I asked the other Vaishnavas, does anyone else here in the assembly of devotees have this authoritative information? Right? I'll ask. I'll open it up to all the Vaishnavas that are present. And if not, then you say another mantra, please allow me to do some research and get back to you. You know, Krishna is Trikalagya. He knows everything past, present, and future. We're not. So if there's something we don't know, it's not like we're going to get shot or anything, because that's just the nature of human beings. We're fallible. We don't know everything. So that's okay. And usually the person in the audience will say, yeah, that's fine. You can get back to me, let me know. And then you move on. Any other questions, any other comments? And sometimes people in the audience, they do know, and they share it. But does that answer your question? Yeah, there's another very important mantra. At the end you say, does that answer your question? Okay, that's an important mantra. And if they say yes, you smile and say thank you, and move on. Any other questions or comments so far? We had Prabhu was next, and I think she was next, and then you're next, okay? Prabhu.
I've noticed in some classes where people cover a huge range of subjects.
Mm-hmm.
When the class came to ask a question, no one can come up and the topics are so broad. Is that a fault of speech?
Wait, let me give you the mic. We have an online audience. Or I'll just summarize your question if I can. Prabhu is saying that sometimes the scope of the class, the speaker speaks so broadly on so many.
Information overload.
It's like information overload, and the audience is like brain dead. At the end of the class, they don't know what to say. So,
Is that a fault of the speaker?
whose fault is that? Whose fault is it? Let me see if I understand your question properly. You're asking, whose fault is it that there are no questions at the end of the class because the speaker gave a class that was information overload? Is that correct? Okay, good. I got his question at least, right? So then he feels good. At least he's understood. We've understood his point. So this is a interesting question. Difficult question to answer, or in one sense very easy. You've already answered it in a sense. If the speaker gave a class that was so broad and it was information overload and everyone is brain dead, and then yes, it's the speaker's fault. At the same time, a sincere Shraddhavan, someone, or Shrutagan, someone who's listening to the class, they can do it if they're listening very attentively, if they're taking notes, if they're trying to understand what question should I ask at the end of the class, then they should be able to come up with a question. When I was at Bhaktivedanta Manor in London doing a new Bhakti training course in 1991, my evening Bhagavad Gita teachers was Rasamandala Prabhu and Indriyesh Prabhu, two Prabhupada disciples in education. And one of them taught us there should always be a question at the end of the class. And during the class you should be thinking, what question am I going to ask? That helps you be more integrated and hands-on and interactive with the class, more connected with the class. So it's an active involvement. It's an active listening.
You should probably write that down.
What's that?
When you have a question.
When you have a question, write it down. Okay, these are tips, right? Tips. When you have a question, write it down so you know what it is. So therefore, it's good to always have a notebook with you, and when you're in the class, take notes, and then if you have a question, write your question so you're ready at the end. There's actually a service to the community, because if there's no question at the end of the class, then it's like shuts down and it's kind of a letdown, you know? And it's a bit of an insult to the speaker also, because it shows that we don't respect you or care about you enough that we feel it would be valuable to get something more from you. So as a respect for the speaker. Another reason why questions at the end of the class is important is that there's 3 people that benefit from the question at the end of the class. One is the speaker. Well, there are 3 people in the class: the speaker, the questioner, and the listeners. Listeners. Okay, of the 3, the speaker gets the most benefit in the class. Then next, the questioner. And the third level is the listeners. Everyone benefits from a class, but the person who benefits the most is the person who speaks. The next level is those that ask questions, and the next level is everybody who listens. So, did I answer your question? Yeah? Okay, thank you very much. Hare Krishna. All right, Haribol. Yes. Wait, let me give you the mic.
Thank you for the engaging presentation. I'm wondering if that similar formula can be used when you're not presenting the Srimad Bhagavatam or the Bhagavad Gita and you're talking to newcomers to Krishna consciousness and not necessarily devotees. And any tips you have for that?
Okay.
I don't know if
Okay, thank you for your nice question. Let me see if I understand your question properly. You're asking for some tips on how to communicate with people about Krishna consciousness when it's not in a Shastric class setting, right? Yeah? Okay, let me check my notes because I had something I wanted to share. Okay. All right, let's do this. So, when we're dealing with people, there are 3 things that we want to consider about them. Number 1 is their needs. And what else? Anyone know? Yeah? The needs, what do they want? We will call that a concern, okay? Their concern, what they want. Needs and interests, right? Needs, interests, and concerns. So, let's do Tom, can we have you up here doing do a brainstorm? Question is, when we meet people and we want to discuss Krishna consciousness with them, what are some of their needs, interests, and concerns? Belonging, community, right? Belonging to a community, okay. Or belonging, she said, is also. Sorry, I kind of put words in her mouth, I think.
Belonging to.
Yeah, belonging to a community. So community is accurate.
I was just thinking more as people who are doing lost. Like at Krishna village, people are seeking happiness
Mm-hmm. All right, we have happiness, connection, love, right? Other needs, interests, concerns. What makes people tick? They want information. They want information. They want some shelter. Yeah. Relationships. Good? Yeah, people want to verify. They want to know, how do I know it's the truth? How can I verify? How can the truth be verified? Like that? They want verifiable truth, right? Good? And what are some other needs, interests, concerns? Yeah? People have fears. Yeah, people have fears of fear of institution. That's their concern. They don't want to be controlled. Right? Is that your point? Yeah. Other needs, interests, concerns? Yeah, how to de-stress. Yeah, that's important. They want stability. Yeah. Security. Yeah. So these are all really good. I think I'm going to capture these. Thanks, Tom. Okay, so these are needs, interests, and concerns. Can someone just read the list for me? Slowly? I'll just type it out.
Happiness.
Happiness. Then? Connection. Then?
Love.
Love.
Information.
Info.
Shelter.
Shelter.
Relationships.
Relationships.
Verifiable truth.
Truth.
Fear of institution.
Fear of institution. Okay.
Distress.
De-stress.
Security.
Security. All right. Okay, let's see, balance map. Okay. Save it. All right, so we'll call this NIC for short, huh? Needs, interests, concerns. Yes, Prabhu.
Another one, I couldn't find a word to catch that, but people have a fear of revealing their feelings.
People have a fear of revealing their intimacy, fear of intimacy, vulnerability.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Someone comes along, they've got big life questions.
Uh-huh.
They don't want to open up their heart.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know that part.
Insecurity.
No, it's trust. That's trust. If you don't know the person, don't want to
Uh-huh.
share your thing, it's trusting.
Lack of trust. Yeah? Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. So when we're speaking to people who we meet, often these are the matters that are going to concern them, their needs, interests, and concern. All of these factors. So if we want to share something about Krishna consciousness, we can try to identify in them by also asking them about themselves. And let them speak and hear from them. And that's a very good way of building trust also. You want to hear from them and use empathic listening techniques that you really understand what they're saying. And try to come at them at the same level, at a level that they can digest and understand. Srila Prabhupada was totally expert at this. There's, Srila Prabhupada tells a story to illustrate this. There was a Christian preacher who went to preach in a coal mining town. You know the story? Yeah. And he was telling all the people, you should surrender to Jesus. Jesus will save you. And they were like, why? And he said, if you're not saved by Jesus, you'll go to hell. So then the miners were like, who cares, you know? What's hell like? And the preacher said, hell is very dark, and it's hot, and it's hard to breathe. And the miners were like, it's just like our coal mine. What's the big deal? So then the preacher said, in hell, there are no newspapers. And they got upset. No newspapers? What are we going to do? All right, we'll listen to you. Tell us more about Jesus Christ. Like that. So Srila Prabhupada tells this story to show that when we're communicating with people, we should try to seek out their level and understand their needs, interests, and concerns, and address our outreach to those needs, interests, and concerns. Another time, Srila Prabhupada was with a big policeman in the administration of the police in Chicago. This is in Science of Self-Realization. And the police chief was asking about how can we stop crime, because that's his need, interest, and concern. And Srila Prabhupada said we can stop crime by doing Harinam Sankirtan and distributing prasadam, and the government should pay for it. And he, like this, Srila Prabhupada was encouraging him to be favorable to Krishna consciousness. And of course the police, as a side note, police love us because whenever we do our Rath Yatras, the crime rate goes down. So this is a way to give trust to people. Another thing is if people are not religious, they're not spiritually minded, then no matter how much we talk about Bhagavad Gita or the Bible or any scripture, they won't give it much credence. So therefore, to use logic and reasoning is a very powerful means of addressing their concerns. And for some people who are just on the Anamoy platform of food, we can say, well, we have really nice prasadam. You know, that's also a need, interest, and concern of a lot of people, is prasadam, right? Or foodstuffs. So it depends, we have to see which level people are on, what are their needs, interests, and concerns, and try to reach out to them on whatever platform will touch their hearts. And Radhanath Swami Maharaj, I traveled with him for 2 years, so I learned a lot from him. He said, don't preach to a person's head, preach to their heart. So that was also a very powerful thing. Although we do see Radhesham Prabhu in Pune, he's preaching to a lot of people's heads. He's preaching to all these engineering students and giving them all these logical arguments. So there's different ways. And also what works best for us. Like, I have a strong musical tendency. So it's not unusual for me to break out into songs and kirtans and reach out to people with what my strengths are. So as individual preachers, we should understand our particular strengths and reach out to people in that way. Like, yes, oh wait, I think, you're in the queue next, right? So there's a queue, she's next? Yeah, and then you go after her? Yeah? Yeah. Wait, just a minute. Did I answer your question? Okay, thank you so much.
I'm just really glad that Vaida brought that up because I didn't...
Can I give you the mic?
I've got a loud voice.
Yeah, it won't work on mic. I tried it.
Hare Krishna. Haribol. I'm just going to bring this up. Did you read the poster for this class, this advertisement for this class?
Did I read the advertisement briefly?
Okay, because I didn't think this seminar was about giving a class. What I read here, and that's why I'm glad Veda brought it up, because it says here, the ability to share Krishna consciousness. It was there was nothing about giving a class.
Okay.
It was about sharing Krishna consciousness. But I'm satisfied because Veda's covered that subject.
So your question?
Comment that a question.
Can I show you what I sent him and then?
That was the evidence that we got.
That wasn't. Okay, here we have the poster for the class, Presenting Krishna Consciousness. This class is for devotees to learn some simple communication techniques that will turbocharge their ability to share Krishna consciousness. It seems like we fulfilled that mandate to me.
It just seemed to me when I got here, it was more aimed at giving a class, not just sharing. I thought we were just going to be sharing one-on-one. Did you think that? Thank you.
I'm so happy about the class personally.
Okay.
One day in the far future.
I probably wouldn't have come up with you as about giving a class.
Okay. All right. Simple communication techniques to help share Krishna consciousness. So there are different ways to share Krishna consciousness. Maybe we should have been more specific. That would have been appreciated by you.
I'm sorry, I just had to bring it up because I'm not going to come.
Anyway, we're glad you're here. We're glad you came. We tricked you into coming. So then tomorrow when there's someone's missing, they're not giving the class in the yoga pad. And
I have the saying here. Do you know who Driti is?
who?
Driti Loki.
Who's
She's
that?
Jesus' wife.
Okay.
And she won't give a class. And I always say, Jesus' wife. I say, if you can get her to give class, then I'll give class.
Two wrongs don't make a right. The world needs Krishna consciousness. And you've been around. We took initiation in the same Yajna-kund, right? Right? There's about 8 yagyas in 1993, was it? 1993. We took initiation at the same time together.
We're twins. Actually, we're triplets. There was 3 of us, wasn't there?
Yeah. So you've been around for some time.
I don't have a brain, you do.
No, you do have a brain. Just share your.
I have a heart.
That's even more important than a brain. Just share your realizations. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Yes, Tam Prabhu.
Now I see why everyone tests this before they do it. It's really weird when you get handed this thing. How do we identify people's needs, interests, and concerns?
Ask them.
Thank you.
Ask them, yeah. All right. Yeah.
Most of the time, if you just be friendly with people and become their friends, and eventually they'll reveal more deeper questions to you without you even having to ask them. You just build that trust, and eventually they'll reveal their mind and their feelings. And that's sometimes the best way to preach to people without looking like you're, on a mission. Like you just kind of, from like heart to heart kind of thing. Yeah.
Personal relationships.
Yeah. And this is a really good place for that. Krsna village. But at the same time, sometimes it feels like a bit of a distance between the people that come here and devotees. Unless you really step out of your boundary and actually make an effort to go and talk to people. Sometimes you get people to do service with, that's probably the best time, is when you're doing service with volunteers. And then you can really relate to them. Yeah, that's all I have to share. Thank you.
Yeah, that's a good point. When we do service with people, then we develop a bond. It's like we're Sankirtan partners. So if we can actually get some service, do some service with someone, that's a really strong opportunity to make relationships. And then, of course, if we give a book, right, it's extremely powerful. We give Srila Prabhupada's books, it's so powerful. Srila Prabhupada said, what will your 3-minute lecture do? Give a book. Prabhu, would you like to share something? Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, one thing is body language. Watch your audience and see how they're reacting. Are they leaning in? They're out? Or are they... It's also good to check out. That's why we said, do you have a question? Because he was moving his hand around. So be attentive to the audience. Make eye contact. The example is that we have a fan in this room on top. But these fans that are on the pedestal fans, and they go like this. So when we're speaking to audience, keep scanning the audience, keep making the eye contact. So we have, yes, Prabhu. Wait, I'm giving you the mic.
How do we overcome, is that coming through? How do we overcome fear of public speaking?
So, overcoming fear of public speaking, some people it's like the biggest fear for them. Fear of public speaking is very prevalent in society. So, overcoming fear, public speaking. One is by preparation. If you're prepared and you know what you want to say, then that's more than half the battle. Preparation, there's 3 C's. C. There's creation, contemplation, and communication. So creation, that's when you would do something like this. You spend your half hour or your 1 hour preparing a verse, preparing a class. Okay? And if you want to do it in 15 minutes, if you want a shortcut to prepare a class, you can use AI. I'll show you. If the internet works. And often I use a hybrid. I work and AI works and I put it together. So ChatGPT Who here has used Chat GPT before? Yeah? I have a few Chat GPT users. So it's free, and it's artificial intelligence. It says, what can I help you with? So here's a prompt. Prompt is like a mantra. You tell it, design a 30-minute class for an ISKCON audience on I'm just going to put this in the mantra section here, resources, prompts, AI prompts. Okay, design a 30-minute class for an ISKCON audience on Bhagavad Gita 2.12. Are you ready? Let's see what it does. See how fast the internet is also. Okay, it's thinking. Here we go. Yeah. Class title, The Eternal Individuality of the Soul. Verse, Bhagavad Gita 2.12. There's the verse. Na tvam evaham jatu nasam. Na tvam evaham jatu nasam. Na tvam neme janadi paha. Na tvam neme janadi. Na chaiva na bhavishamaha. Sarve vayam ataparam. Class breakdown. 30 minutes total. 1. Introduction, 5 minutes. Context. Chapter 2, Sankhya Yoga, summary of the Bhagavad Gita. Now, sometimes AI does something called hallucinations. It makes mistakes sometimes. Because chapter 2 in Bhagavad Gita, as it is called Contents of the Gita Summarized. Okay? So you got to be a little bit careful. Yeah. Okay, context. Krishna is refuting Arjuna's misconception about death. And it's true, because he's thinking he's going to kill all of his relatives, but the relatives don't die because the soul is eternal. Right? So this is like, he's here right now. He's in the introduction premise. And it's also, having this structure also, you can start identifying when people are giving class where they are in the class. What kind of presentation are they doing? What module are they on? What are they talking about? Okay, then verse meaning. Krishna establishes the eternality of the soul and individuality of all beings. That's an important point. We don't merge into Krishna. We're all individuals. So our AI friend is actually bringing out a very important point. Never was there a time when Krishna, Arjuna, or the kings did not exist, nor will there be a time when they cease to exist. Okay, pakka, it's good. So he was here. He was talking about today's verse. Okay? Then, scriptural foundation. The soul's eternality. Nityo nityanam chaitanas chaitananam eko bahunan yovedadati kaman. Is a verse Prabhupada often quotes, maybe in the purport also. And then, individuality versus impersonalism. Now this is good because this AI is now battling against Mayavad. He's doing a good job. Krishna rejects the idea that all souls merge into Brahman and lose their identity. And he quotes Bhagavad Gita 15:7, Mamaivanso jiva loke, the soul is eternally part of Krishna. So if I had done this preparation that was there, that's a good verse, and I'm familiar with that verse. I can speak a little more, and I can do some ex-tempo, improvisation, expansion on this outline. It's a good outline. Then, 3, practical implications, 10 minutes. Reincarnation and karma If individuality is eternal, then karma follows the soul across births. Yes, you can talk about karma. Understanding this removes fear of death and fosters responsibility. Yeah, it's a profound point. We're responsible for our actions. Devotional service and personal relationship with Krishna. Krishna is eternal. Our unique identity allows us to engage in a personal relationship with Him. And example, Narada Muni's past life as a son of a maidservant, individuality continues through lifetimes. So the story is there. You can tell the story of Narada Muni and his previous life. It's quite good. Refuting Mayavad, impersonalism. If the soul loses individuality upon liberation, then Krishna's words in this verse become meaningless. Okay, application and questions and answers. Developing a Krishna-centered identity instead of a material one. Seeing others as eternal souls rather than body. Engaging in bhakti to awaken our original eternal nature. Questions and answers. Open the floor for questions and reflections. Conclusion, key takeaway. This is the conclusion. Now, Prabhuji, our AI Prabhu is here at the conclusion. We are eternal individual souls and our purpose is to engage in loving service to Krishna. Haribol. Closing prayer and kirtan optional. Would you like any modifications based on your audience? Okay. My audience is 14-year-old students who love rock music. Okay, let's see what it does. Great. Since the audience is 14-year-olds, we'll make the class interactive, relatable, engaging by using rock music analogies and a light dynamic presentation style. Class title, You Will Always Be You. Class breakdown, opening hook, rock bands and identity. Who's your favorite rock band? Led Zeppelin, Metallica, Nirvana? What happens if the lead singer or guitarist leaves? Is the band still the same? What if they get replaced? Does the band lose its identity? Point, just like bands have a unique identity, you have an eternal, unchangeable identity as a soul. Quite brilliant, huh? Context, why is Krishna saying this? Arjuna is confused, he doesn't want to fight. Krishna tells him, don't worry, you're eternal. You've always existed and you always will. Analogy, imagine a rock band that has existed forever. No one truly dies, they just change instruments, bodies. Eternity of the soul, you're not this body, 10 minutes. Analogy, reincarnation. Changing band members, changing bodies, but the music, the soul, remains. As you grow up, your body changes, but you're still you. Krishna is saying, you don't vanish after death. You just keep rocking in a different form. Why this matters? No need to fear death. The real you never dies. We have a purpose, not just to exist, but to realize our eternal connection with Krishna. Impersonalism versus bhakti. Some people say we all merge into one, like blending all rock songs into noise. But Krishna says we are individuals forever. Each soul is like a unique guitar riff. Interactive activity. Who were you before? Ask, have you ever felt deja vu, like you've been somewhere before? Close your eyes for 30 seconds and imagine, what if you had a past life? What if your talents and interests came from previous experiences? What if your love for rock music wasn't random, but connected to a past life? Wrap up and take away. Rock your real identity. Krishna's message, you are eternal. Stop worrying about the temporary and focus on the eternal. Homework. Next time you listen to your favorite rock song, ask yourself, what is my eternal song? Think, how can I use my talent and energy to serve Krishna? Final question. If you could choose your next life, what would you want to do? Conclusion. Krishna is the ultimate rock star. Just like Kaliya, Krishna is dancing on Kaliya serpents. All the jewels are there on Kaliya's head. It's like a light show. Kali is moving around and Krishna is dancing on top. Krishna is the ultimate rock star. Krishna never changes, just like a timeless rock anthem. Chanting Hare Krishna is like tuning your soul's guitar. It helps you connect to your eternal self. Let's end with a powerful mantra jam. Encourage kirtan, or at least one loud Hare Krishna. Would you like me to add more modern band references or simplify any part? Or is ask you, you know? Then let me show you another one. Write a 30-minute class for ISKCON devotees on the topic of Bhaktivinoda Thakur's appearance day. Okay? Okay, here it is. Pioneer of the modern bhakti movement, Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Invocation, introduction, Mangala Charan. His life and contributions. Born September 2nd, 1838, West Bengal. His discovery of Mahaprabhu's birthplace. Literary contributions, major works, Jaiva Dharma, Harinam Chintami, Bhajana Rahasya, his bhajans, Reviving the Bhakti Movement, Lessons from His Life, Magistrate by day, Vaishnava author by night. Don't use Krishna as an excuse for laziness. Integrate Krishna into every aspect of life. Power in preaching and writing. Faith in the holy name, Jeev Jago. Application, how to follow, read his books, increase Namahatta programs, deepen our chanting, write and preach. Final reflection, if Bhaktivinoda Thakur had not appeared, where would we be today? End with Kirtan, Jeev Jago, or any of his bhajans. So, if you have only 10 minutes to prepare a class, you can take help from ChatGPT Prabhu. And what I often do is I'll use a hybrid. I'll take these outlines, I'll put them in my own maps, and I'll develop them and put in my own stories and choose my own shloks and like have a balance. And often after I do the work of preparation, I won't take it with me. I'll just go and deliver the class, whatever sticks in my mind. So I hope this has been of some help to all of you. Get exposed to some new things. Yeah? And one more. Would you like to hear one more? See one more thing? One more trick with the ChatGPT? This is amazing.
Can we answer the Bhakti Shastri with all that too?
You could. You could. Write a song in the style of the Beatles based on the life of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He found the light. Soft acoustic guitar, steady drum beat kicks in. There was a man in a world gone dark. Searching for truth, searching for a spark. He read the books, he walked the land. With a heart so pure, with a guiding hand. He found the light, oh, he found the way. Told us to chant, don't drift away. Jeev Jago, wake up and see. The holy name will set you free. He saw the birthplace lost in time. Dug through the past, he found the sign. With folded hands he bowed and prayed. Mayapur's glory was redisplayed. He found the light, oh, he found the way. Told us to chant, don't drift away. Jeev Jago, wake up and see. The holy name will set you free. He wrote the books, he sang the songs. Told the world what's right, what's wrong. Harinam, he said, would save the day. So why not chant, don't drift away. He found the light, oh, he found the way. Told us to chant, don't drift away. Jeev Jago, wake up and see. The holy name will set you free. Oh, wake up and see. 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 The holy name will set you free. Thank you very much. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Premanande, Hare Hare Bol. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. So I'll be sharing these notes with Nandu Prabhu, not Nandu Prabhu, Daksha Prabhu, and Daksha can circulate them to the community here. Thank you. And I have some Nisingadev oil, which is also something I learned from His Holiness Jai Pataka Swami Maharaj. After every presentation, Jai Pataka Maharaj would always give out Nisingadev oil to everyone, making a very personal connection with everyone who's come to his program. And Jagannath toothbrush. I have my danda. Sometimes I whack people with danda. And so it's a tactile thing. It's a touch, you know. So it's a nice touch. And once he was giving a class, he had to leave for a meeting, so he had the Nisingadev oil. I was sitting in the front, and he said, "Here, Ekalavya, you give the Nisingadev oil out to everyone." So it's like parampara. So please, everyone come and take some Nisingadev oil. And this is also Mahakumbha Amrit.
Is it the water white?
I don't know. It's definitely wet. Can say that for sure.
Has this got this?